Hello everyone, Megaloton8210 here. I'm going to make this video as a tribute to my favorite show titled Regular Show. I wanted to make this video right away after the official ending of the show, but college works became a stumbling block, and not to mention, I was also too busy with my upcoming stop motion films to expand my channel, of course. I'm just gonna say this, better late than never. Now, this video will be my last video relating to Regular Show, although I haven't posted any video regarding the show since 2014, so I want this video to be a special one. I'll be sharing my personal point of view and as well as my memory. I have organized sections for you all to follow through, such as a brief history of the show, the characters, season, and my memory. I don't have further introduction, so let's get ready. The creator, J.G. Quintel, and voice artist, Sam Raimi, intended Color Institute and create two prototypes of Regular Show, The Naive Man from Longland and 2 in the AM PM. They will later use these short films as the basis for the show. I thought these shorts were pretty funny. 2 in the AM PM was very surreal as the show itself. I did, however, grew fond watching it. The only interesting fact about this show was that in the story the two clerks ate some candy filled with acids, and they begin to hallucinate themselves as Mordecai and Benson. Most people assume that Regular Show must be a huge acid trip. I don't believe in many theory, so I don't think this short indicates for the surrealism in the show, to be honest. In fact, J.G. Quintel once stated that they wanted to use this element for the ironic humor in every situation that the gang had to resolve, of course. The Naive Man from Lollyland, on the other hand, was the best one out of J.G. Quintel. The humor is well executed, and Pops was very optimistic as he was in the show. I like how they balance the comedy and action too. J.G. Quintel and Sam Raimi finally pinched the first pilot for the Cartoon Institute. Craig McCracken liked their presentation, and writing the show was greenlighted to become a series. The pilot may not be my favorite, to be honest, but I do appreciate them for introducing the character and fantasy with the show. Now I'm going to look over the characters themselves. Mordecai. He's the main character alongside with Rigby. He is very responsible with his work despite being a slacker. He's also shown a lot of concern for his colleagues as well. I favor Mordecai because I can relate to him. We're both responsible of our work, but we tend to slack off very often. I always like how Mordecai uses common sense when dealing with anybody in most circumstances. The most funniest part about him is with every time he plays punchy with Rigby, he always gets to me. Mordecai may have been argumentative with Rigby, but they will put aside their differences and try their best to undo their mistakes. This kind of me and my brother do once in a while. However, the only aspect that aggravated me was the love triangle. Mordecai tends to get himself in trouble between Margaret and CJ. I have nothing against with the romantic humor, but Regular Show goes too over excessive with it, which kinda irritates me. I have to admit though, they did manage to establish both Mordecai and Rigby's character even more with this theme. Mordecai's character flaw is that he has a severe depression, and Rigby shows himself to be helpful to him as well. This is the only positive thing about the love triangle. Rigby is the closest friend to Mordecai. Rigby is essentially the polar opposite of Mordecai. He is responsible and a troublemaker, even though he shares him straight to Mordecai. I like Rigby because of how he causes the problem in order to push the plot forward. Mordecai, of course, would show his disapproval or fondant of Rigby's recklessness. Sometimes he fixes the problem, such as in the episode Meet Your Maker. Rigby manages to trick the hot dogs into eating each other in order to save friends. He also solved a problem that Skid himself failed to do so, which was in the episode Sugar Rush. Rigby brings a normal whole wheat donut to stop Pop's Sugar Rush. The one trait that I admire the most is how persistent he can be. In the episode Muscle Mentor, he must pass an important exam, but he had to endure Muscleman hardship. Rigby ultimately finished the exam after lifting midget fat. Most people may find Rigby to be annoying. On the contrary, he can be a decent character. I have proven. I will admit that he can be both reckless and selfish at times, but these are his flaws. My brother was a big fan of Rigby, and he even got interested about raccoons. While I was into blue jays, my brother related with Rigby because they're both annoying and helpful. Benson is the park manager, and he's in charge of Mordecai and Rigby. Benson, as you already know, is an ill-tempered character who constantly threatens to fire the duo. Benson actually has a unique personality trait, which he's actually introvert. He can be seen socializing with the gang, including Mordecai and Rigby, whenever he invites them. I want to consider his anger as a character flaw, that he can be quite destructive as evident in the episode Think Positive. Benson has a love-hate relationship with Mordecai and Rigby. Benson always yells at them for screwing everything up, although he did fire them in both Replace and Really Real Wrestling, but he didn't retire them when Jeremy and Chan declined and Pops confessed that he snuck out of the house to the wrestling match. Benson actually has a deep respect for Mordecai and Rigby, and a perfect example are in Busted Cart and Blind Trust. When Rigby asks why he hates both so much in Busted Cart, Benson replied to him that he doesn't hate them at all. He only wanted them to follow his instruction so they could avoid themselves in trouble. Benson finally admits his passion for Mordecai and Rigby in Blind Trust. Benson tells them, and I quote, "I love you both, and I kid you not." When he learned to trust them into jumping off a waterfall to save themselves from the spirit animals. Benson may seem to be a very heated character and a stereotypical angry boss at first glance. However, if you'll take a look at his other characteristics I mentioned, he can be interesting at times. Mordecai and Rigby in fact help Benson to maintain his life, such as risking their life to deliver the broke down card at the dealership, and making a good expression of him in front of Andre. And when they drank him Mrs. P, Mrs. whatever that thing is, and Weekend at Benson. Skip is the supporting character in the Park Guru. Skip is known for coming up with solutions to each problem. He would stated that he was familiar with most problems by a common quote, "I've seen it before." Skip may seem to others as a meh character due to being serious all the time. Me, on the other hand, have perceived Skip to be a well-developed character, to be honest. Skip established himself as a helpful character, and the best example of his personality trait is within the episode Skip vs. Technology. Skip is seen helping his friend and their matters over the centuries. Skip has a fair share of character flaws. Skip doesn't know how to use modern technology because he had relied on archived materials. He had shown to be envious of Rigby beating him at arm wrestling, even though Skip finds out that he cheated, therefore killing him in a fit of rage. I favor Skip a lot because of how well mannered and sometimes playful with other characters. The episode that is my jam, he fooled Mordecai and Rigby into thinking that he's omniscient, as in knowing everything.
Skip really only overheard them planning to take on the living mixtape. I also sympathize with Skip because I view him as a tragic character when I first watched Skip's story, and I couldn't stop crying over it. The fact that his true love died during his showdown with Clorbane, he would later adopt the verb Skips as his official name and remember it as her. My opinion of Skip blossomed after watching the episode. Tis a great, tis great one out in the entire season. Pops. Oh yeah, the naive man of Loggyman himself. Puff is the essential character whose optimism always puts a smile on my face. I'm very fond of Puff's sign of curiosity, positivity, and his catchphrase, Jolly Good Show. Puff gets along with others, particularly Mordecai and Rippy. Whenever Puff sees them doing something that catches his attention, he will be open to what they're up to. Mordecai and Rippy chose to show their shenanigans to him, but it had to be conscious around him due to his sensitivity. The moment was in the first episode, The Power. Mordecai and Rippy present Puff the Power keyboard when he asked them. They saw about testing the keyboard on Pops. However, Mordecai insisted Rippy that they will restrain themselves from calling him a loser, and Rippy agrees. Mordecai and Rippy have a good bond with Pops. In the episode going viral, they asked Pops to help them with their video, and he accepted the request. During the episode Really Real Wrestling, Mordecai and Rippy took notice of Pops in the arena. They hustled to save him, but they also insisted him throughout the wrestling matches. Now, I believe people might object my argument because of HEWQ HEO3 or Simon Yoran's a regular show he had made a long time ago, where he claimed that both Mordecai and Rippy are jerks to Pops due to the incident in the episode Prank Callers. Throughout the episode, Mordecai and Rippy accidentally ran over past Pops, which they caused a trauma to his brain, hence become a scatterbrain. It's more likely he read that in the Wikipedia. The regular show wiki, on the other hand, points out that 8 cell phones were responsible for Pop's brain damage. Around 2014, I made a defended video of regular show, but I said to privacy a long time ago. In the video, I explained to why I think the 8 cell phones are responsible because if we look closer enough at young Pops holding a cell phone, we can see that Pops is holding the cell phone without even answering to it, so I'd like to present Pops. This was the main cause of Pop's trauma rather than Mordecai and Rippy running over him. What's so unique about Pops is that not only he's just a side character, he's also the chosen one. I know it is cliche, but whatever. But I will cover it out when I get to the final season. Muscleman and Hi-Fi Ghost. Muscleman and Hi-Fi Ghost are rivals to Mordecai and Rippy, most particularly Mitch. Throughout the show, both of them have been antagonists to Mordecai and Rippy on several occasions, such as the episode Muscleman and Night Owl. Muscleman is also a prankster and he's very reliable when dealing in a prank war. Hi-Fi Ghost have been faithful to Muscleman, which involves encouraging him to be stronger. The bad example is Ballspot, where he convinced Muscleman to face the female crowd who are attracted to his pecs and tell Starla the truth. Although Hi-Fi Ghost happened once and accomplished for Muscleman prank, this occurred in the episode See You There, where Muscleman obligated him to have his concept Lo-Fi Ghost turning Mordecai and Rippy into ghosts. Not made to be somewhat negative toward them, merely because Muscleman, in contrast to your estimation, there's some future that I like about Mitch. Muscleman has shown respect and gratitude to Mordecai and Rippy for accompanying him to scatter his father's ashes in the episode Trucker Hall of Fame. He also expressed remorse whenever his prank goes wrong, such as when Posse got injured in the episode Prank List. There were a few times he had made me laugh, such as how he squealed in distress or angered. In his first experience, the only my mom joke that ever made me crack was, he pressed his Botox so he could look like a woman's face, right before he fed it to Mordecai and Rigby. However, Muscleman had come as a being despicable at one point. At the episode The Death of Muscleman, he had to see everyone into believing that he was going to die. Poor Benson had to invest all of his harder cash on Muscleman crap. Muscleman episodes are my cup of tea because I have a mixed feeling about him. He can be a funny and tolerable, but prefer to be a jerk in the end. As for Hi-Fi Ghost, well, I don't care much about him. Lately he wasn't irritating. Mr. Miller, he's Benson's boss, who is rather biased toward him due to Mordecai and Rigby shenanigans, but he can be a shield guy. I felt bad for him at the end of the final episode. Thomas. Thomas is a side character who doesn't even have enough screen time since he first debuted in the episode Exit 9B. He always seemed very introverted throughout the show. However, in the episode The Real Thomas, he revealed himself to be a Soviet spy. Despite his introverted trait, he actually had a good social skill in episode Guys Night 2. Thomas decided to spend his time with Mordecai, Rigby, Muscleman, and Hi-Fi Go before he bid his final farewell. A lot of people may have viewed him as a bland character. However, the trait I have mentioned speaks otherwise, which is why I like about him. Sorry about that. Love interest. I'm not really a big fan of the romantic theme at all. I feel that this theme can sometimes disrupt the main character development, most notably Mordecai. He always gets caught out in a love triangle between Margaret and CJ.